So we cracked this tone of voice, this simplicity, this frankness, this forthrightness about subject matter that other brands weren't comfortable talking about. And the tone of voice versus voice, this is a slide that I have to put my hand up and say, as a creative director, I didn't do my job properly in this instance. We were rushing towards the launch of Frank.net, and we got carried away by the big launch. We were having a guy walking across a tightrope between two buildings in Cape Town with a massive helicopter that said, "If you die, we pay." We had big launches with the TV and infomercials. And somewhere along the way, the radio, for some reason, got rushed into. We had the scripts, but we didn't put enough effort, I feel, into the voice search and finding that unique voice that could represent the Frank brand and be its tone of voice. And this was actually the campaign we broke with on Frank.net. It's not a bad voice, but we could have done better. And this is a good case of actually putting the effort into radio for the casting. And this is what we actually broke with.
You may not know Frank, but Frank knows you. You're happy, you go to the gym, you're full of life, you're going to die. It could be today or in 45 years' time, but it's going to happen. You might not like to think about death, but think about this. While you're alive, your family needs your money to live. And when you're dead, they'll be poor, which would make you really depressed if you weren't already dead. But with Frank Life Cover, it's simple. You die, we pay. SMS Frank to 43001 and we'll call you back to talk about Frank Life Cover. Frank.net. Life investment made simple. Just SMS Frank to 43001. Frank.net is a registered financial services provider.
You see how we always have to get that SMS phone number in twice. That's one of the rules of direct advertising we learned very quickly. But it's not a bad voice. It's pretty innocuous, but script writing's there, but it just doesn't cut through the clutter. And I went to Leonard and I said, "Len, I think putting my hand up here, we've missed an opportunity here. We can do better. Can we go back and try to find a voice that can really bring your brand to life?" And Leonard, is absolutely an amazing guy. He always just wants to make the work better. And he'd spent a lot of money on finding this voice. He spent a lot of money on material. But he said, "Let's get it right." So we put it back into the production department, and the guys did an incredibly thorough search, and we found this. He's actually a local guy who used to live in Canada. His name's Adam Bear. He's just simply one of the best voice talents in this country. And we cast him as the voice of Frank, and immediately we could see the difference in response once we cast his voice. He just cut through the clutter of the radio. And this is the same script, just with the correct voice casting, essentially, and you'll be able to tell the difference straight away.
The unfortunate reality of life is that you're going to die, just like everyone else. You may not want to think about death, but think about this. Your family needs your money to live. And when you're dead, they'll be poor, which would make you really depressed if you weren't already dead. SMS Frank to 43001 and we'll call you back to talk about Frank Life Cover. That's Frank to 43001. SMSs cost R1. Frank.net is a registered financial services provider.
So straight away, same scripts, you can tell the difference straight away. And it was interesting, after we cast this voice and the phone call started to come in, we actually noticed one of our competitors who their spend is 3 times, or actually over 3 times what we have. And it was interesting for me after our campaign broke that they suddenly started writing ads that sort of sounded a bit like ours.
You can't be sure when you are going to die, but are you sure that if you do go today, you have the right life insurance cover? You need to be, because your death is inevitable and will have a financial impact on the loved ones you leave behind. Outsurance is changing the way life insurance is done by making it easy to understand, giving you cheaper premiums and immediate service. Call Outsurance on 08600 60,000 for life insurance that covers death, disability, and critical illness. Outsurance is an authorized financial services provider.